Scammers do not take years off, they take notes. Every time a bank closes an old loophole, adds a new security layer, or changes how verification works, people trying to steal your money study the update and build something new around it. 2026 has a fresh set of debit card scams that are spreading right now, and most people have never heard of a single one of them. These are not the old tricks dressed up differently. These are new attack methods built specifically for the way people bank today. Here are 10 of them, how each one works, and what to do so your account is not the one they practice on. Let's get into it. Number 10. The QR code payment scam. You are at a parking meter, a restaurant table, or a small retail counter, and instead of a card reader, there is a QR code. You scan it with your phone, it takes you to a payment page, you enter your debit card details, and you pay. Straightforward enough, except the QR code was not placed there by the business. Someone peeled off the real code and stuck a fake one on top. The page it sends you to looks like a legitimate payment portal, correct fonts, familiar layout, professional design, but it is a data collection site. Every card number, expiration date, and security code entered goes directly to whoever printed that sticker. This attack is called QR code phishing or quishing, and it has expanded dramatically in 2026, specifically because QR code payments became mainstream during and after the pandemic. People learned to trust the scan and pay habit without learning to verify where the scan actually goes, and scammers identified that gap and built an operation around it. The fake page is often indistinguishable from the real thing at a glance. Some versions even process the payment successfully, routing your money to the real merchant while capturing your card details in the background, so you have no reason to suspect anything until unauthorized charges appear days later. Before scanning any QR code at a payment terminal, physically inspect it. Look for a sticker placed over another surface, misaligned edges, or a label that does not appear to be part of the original signage. At parking meters, check whether the code is an official city-issued sticker or something added after the fact. When the payment page loads, look at the URL before entering anything. If the domain does not match the business or service you are paying, close it and find a different payment method. At restaurants, a quick question to staff to confirm the QR code is theirs takes 10 seconds and eliminates the risk entirely. The QR scam gets you at the payment terminal. Scam number 9 gets you before you even reach one. It targets the moment you are waiting for a card that is already in the mail. Number 9. The mail intercept and card activation scam. Your bank sends a new debit card, a routine renewal, a replacement for an expiring card, or a newly opened account. You receive either nothing, because the card was intercepted from your mailbox before you checked it, or you receive a card that has already been tampered with. In the interception version, criminals monitor residential mailboxes in neighborhoods they know contain bank customers, remove new card envelopes before they are collected, and attempt activation using personal information from data brokers. If the activation line requires only the last 4 digits of your social security number, which many older automated systems still do not require more than, the card is live in the criminal's hands and you are still waiting for it to arrive. In the tampered version, the card is removed from the envelope, the magnetic stripe data is cloned onto a blank card, and the original is resealed and returned to your mailbox. You receive it, activate it normally, and assume everything is fine. A cloned version is already being used elsewhere. Banks have improved tracking on card deliveries, but the gap between shipment and activation is still a window that criminals exploit. Anytime you are expecting a new debit card and it does not arrive within the expected window, call your bank immediately rather than waiting longer. Ask them to confirm whether the card was delivered and whether it has been activated. If it shows as activated and you did not do it, that is an emergency. Ask for the card to be canceled and a new one issued to a branch for in-person pickup. Going forward, ask your bank whether new cards can be issued for branch pickup rather than mailed delivery. Most banks offer this, and it eliminates the mail intercept window completely. One extra trip guarantees the card goes from the bank's hands directly to yours. That scam intercepts your card before you ever use it. Scam number 8 intercepts your card information while you are actively using it at a machine you trust completely. Number 8. The deep insert. ATM skimmer scam. You have probably heard of card skimmers, the devices criminals attach to the outside of ATM card readers. Banks and customers have gotten better at spotting them. The devices are visible if you know what to look for, and the tug test catches the loosely fitted ones. Criminals adapted. Deep insert skimmers are a newer generation of theft device that fits entirely inside the card reader slot, invisible from the outside. They sit inside the card transport mechanism, past the point where any external inspection would find them, and read the magnetic stripe data as the card passes through. There is nothing to tug, nothing that looks out of place, and no surface inspection that will detect them. The pin capture component has also evolved. Instead of a camera or keypad overlay, some operations now use a paper-thin thermal sensor placed beneath the keypad surface that records the heat signature of your fingertips after each key press. Your pin is captured through the warmth your fingers leave on the keys, undetectable from the surface and extremely effective. The defense against deep insert skimmers is behavioral rather than visual. Use ATMs attached to bank branches rather than standalone units in convenience stores or parking structures. Branch ATMs are serviced by the bank's own technicians on a regular schedule. Standalone units in high-traffic retail locations are checked infrequently and are the primary targets for deep insert installations. Cover the keypad with your hand when entering your PIN, even when no overlay is visible. A thermal sensor captures the heat from keys you pressed, but covering the pad after entry and pressing a few additional random keys generates thermal noise that makes PIN reconstruction harder. It takes 2 extra seconds and meaningfully reduces the risk. If this is prompting you to rethink where you use your debit card, subscribe before you move on. We cover threats like these every single week, and the next one could be the one that matters most. The deep insert skimmer reads your card inside the machine. Scam number 7 reads your card through the air without your card ever leaving your wallet. Number 7, the contactless relay attack. Scam. Tap-to-pay technology works by transmitting a short-range radio signal from your card to a payment terminal. The transaction completes in under a second and requires no PIN for amounts under a certain threshold. The exact limit varies by bank and country, but is typically around $50. A relay attack uses 2 devices working together. One is held near your wallet or bag and reads the contactless signal from your card through fabric or leather. The second is held near a payment terminal somewhere else and relays that signal in real time, completing a transaction as if your card were physically present. You are standing in one location. Your card is being charged at another. The transaction looks like a normal tap-to-pay charge on your statement, a merchant name, a dollar amount, a timestamp. Nothing flags as unusual to your bank's fraud system because the card data was real and the transaction format was legitimate. The only indicator is a charge from a merchant you never visited at a time you were somewhere else. Contactless blocking, either through an RFID blocking wallet or a blocking sleeve around your card, prevents relay attacks by stopping the card from transmitting when it is not being deliberately presented to a terminal. These are inexpensive and widely available. If you frequently move through crowded spaces like transit systems, airports, or dense retail areas, a blocking wallet costs less than the average transaction you are trying to protect. You can also eliminate the vulnerability entirely by calling your bank and asking to disable contactless payments on your debit card. Many banks offer this as an account-level setting at no cost. You keep the card and use it by inserting or swiping as normal. You simply remove the tap-to-pay functionality that the relay attack depends on. The relay attack charges your card while it is still in your pocket. Scam number 6 charges it while it is in your phone, and it uses a piece of technology most people enabled without reading a single word about how it works. Number 6, the digital wallet token hijacking scam. When you add your debit card to a mobile wallet like Apple Pay or Google Pay, the system does not store your actual card number on your phone or transmit it during transactions. Instead, it generates a unique device token, a substitute number specific to your phone that is used for payments. Your real card number stays with your bank. The vulnerability is in the provisioning step, when the token is created and linked to a device. To provision a card, the wallet platform sends a one-time verification code to your registered phone number or email. If a scammer has compromised your phone number through a SIM swap or has access to your email, they can intercept that code, complete provisioning on their own device, and add your debit card to their digital wallet without touching your physical card. Once provisioned on their device, they can make tap-to-pay purchases anywhere that accepts contactless payments. The transactions look legitimate from the bank's perspective because the token is real, generated through the proper process. The fraud was in the provisioning, not the payment. Monitor your bank's app for any notification about your card being added to a new device. Most banks send an alert when a digital wallet provisioning event occurs. If you receive one of these and you did not initiate it, call your bank immediately and ask them to revoke the token on the unauthorized device. This is a separate action from canceling the physical card. A card cancellation does not automatically revoke existing digital wallet tokens at all banks, so you need to ask specifically. Also, review which devices your card is currently provisioned on. This is accessible through your bank's app or online portal under card settings. If any device is not yours, remove it immediately. Checking this list once a month takes about 30 seconds and is the fastest way to catch an unauthorized provisioning before charges accumulate. If you have never checked which devices your debit card is provisioned on, do that today. And share this video with someone who uses Tap to Pay regularly. Most people have no idea this vulnerability exists. Token hijacking steals your card's digital identity. Scam number 5 steals something more foundational, your identity itself, through a department at your bank you would never think to watch. Number 5. The synthetic identity fraud scam. Synthetic identity fraud is one of the fastest growing financial crimes in the United States right now, and most people have never heard it named. Here is what it is. A criminal combines a real social security number, often one that belongs to a child, a senior, or someone who does not use credit frequently, with a completely fabricated name and date of birth. They use this blended identity to open new accounts, build a credit history over months or years, and eventually cash out in a large transaction before disappearing. The debit card connection is this. Some versions involve opening checking accounts at smaller banks using synthetic identities, depositing fraudulent checks, and immediately withdrawing cash via debit card before the checks bounce. The cards are either intercepted from the mail or picked up at a branch using fake identification, and the accounts are opened using real addresses belonging to the actual social security number owner who has no knowledge of any of it. The person whose social security number was used typically discovers the problem only when they apply for credit themselves and find accounts they never opened listed on their report, or when they receive collection notices for debts attached to a name they do not recognize. Checking your credit reports regularly is the primary defense. Each of the 3 major bureaus is required to provide free reports, and weekly free reports have been available since 2021. Look specifically for accounts you do not recognize, hard inquiries you did not authorize, and addresses on your file that you have never lived at. These are all markers of synthetic identity activity using your social security number. If you find unauthorized accounts, file a dispute with the bureau, place a fraud alert on your file, and consider a credit freeze, which blocks any new credit from being opened in your name. A freeze is free, reversible, and is the strongest available protection against new account fraud. Synthetic fraud builds a fake identity around your real information over months. Scam number 4 works in minutes, and it specifically targets the customer service line you call when something goes wrong with your account. Number 4. The AI voice impersonation bank. Call scam. You call your bank's customer service line to report a problem, check a balance, or dispute a charge. While you are on hold or navigating the automated menu, the call is intercepted, or you are called back by someone claiming to be a bank representative who got your inquiry notification, and the voice on the other end sounds completely professional and knowledgeable. What you may not realize is that the voice is artificially generated. AI voice technology in 2026 is capable of producing real-time synthetic speech that is virtually indistinguishable from a human customer service representative. The voice uses your name, references your account type, and employs the exact phrasing and cadence that bank staff are trained to use. It sounds right because it was built from thousands of hours of real bank call center audio. The AI-generated representative asks you to verify your identity, your account number, your PIN, your social security number, your mother's maiden name. It then confirms a dispute has been noted or a change processed, and the call ends normally. Everything you said is now in the hands of whoever is running the system. Banks do not call you back in response to a hold inquiry and then ask for your full credentials before proceeding. If a call arrives claiming to be from your bank immediately after you attempted to reach them, treat it with the same skepticism you would apply to any unsolicited call. Hang up and call back using the number on the back of your card. The tell for an AI-generated voice, if you are paying attention, is in the responses to unexpected questions. Ask something specific that a real representative would need to check. An unusual account detail, a branch address. A human pauses and looks it up. An AI system deflects, generates a plausible but incorrect answer, or loops back to the script. Noticing that loop is your signal to hang up. The AI voice scam impersonates your bank on the phone. Scam number 3 impersonates it in your browser, and the version spreading right now is significantly harder to detect than phishing pages from 5 years ago. Number 3, the browser extension banking scam. You install a browser extension, a productivity tool, an ad blocker, a coupon finder, a price comparison tool, something genuinely useful that was recommended somewhere online. The extension works as advertised. You forget about it. What is running in the background is a script that monitors your browser activity and activates when it detects a banking website. It can capture your login credentials as you type them. It can inject a fake two-factor authentication prompt that harvests the code you enter. It can silently modify the account number in a payment form before you submit it, redirecting your transfer to a different destination while displaying the correct number on your screen. Browser extension fraud has expanded significantly in 2026 because the extension marketplaces at major browser providers still do not catch every malicious submission before it accumulates installs. Some malicious extensions are built legitimately first, acquire a large user base, and are then sold to criminal operators who push a compromised update. The extension you installed 6 months ago from a trustworthy developer may now belong to someone else. Review your installed browser extensions right now. Open your browser's extension manager and look at every one. If you do not remember installing it, do not recognize the developer, or cannot explain what it does, remove it. Pay attention to extensions that request permission to read and change data on all websites. That level of permission is necessary for legitimate tools like password managers, but it is also exactly what a credential-stealing extension requires. For financial transactions specifically, consider using a separate browser profile or a dedicated browser with no extensions installed at all. Keeping your banking activity isolated from your general browsing removes the attack surface entirely. It adds a small amount of friction and eliminates a large amount of risk. Drop a comment below and tell us which scam on this list you had never heard of before. We rate every single one, and if this video helped, share it with someone who uses online banking daily. The browser extension scam hides inside a tool you chose to install. Scam number 2 hides inside a tool you use every single day without thinking about it, your text messaging app. Number 2, the smishing link farming scam. You receive a text message that appears to be from your bank, a delivery company, a government agency, or a retailer. The message contains a link. The link does not take you to a fake website designed to steal your login. It takes you to a legitimate-looking landing page that does nothing suspicious at all. It just collects the fact that you clicked, confirms your phone number is active and belongs to a real person, and logs the device type and location data your phone automatically shares when you open a link. This is called link farming, and it is the first stage of a two-part attack. The initial click does not steal anything directly. It qualifies you. It confirms to the criminal that your number is real, that you respond to messages, and that your device is active and in use. Your number is then sold to a higher-tier operation as a verified responsive target, worth significantly more than an unconfirmed number on a raw list. The second contact arrives days or weeks later, from a different number, more personalized and more convincing. It references something real, a recent purchase, a delivery, a bank notification, because by the second stage, your verified profile has been cross-referenced with other data. It is not phishing broadly anymore. It is targeting you specifically. The defense is behavioral. Do not click links in unsolicited text messages, even when they appear harmless, and even when the landing page seems to do nothing. The nothing is the point. Any interaction confirms the value of your number and moves you up the targeting list. If a text from your bank, your carrier, or a retailer prompts you to check something, navigate to that service's app or website directly rather than through the link provided. You can also report smishing attempts by forwarding the text to 7726, which is the short code for reporting spam texts to major carriers. This reduces the volume of incoming attempts and contributes to enforcement actions against the networks running these operations. Smishing farms qualify you as a target and hand you off. The number one scam on this list does not need to qualify you. It already knows who you are, what you have, and how much patience it will take. Number 1. The long game authorized push payment scam. This is the scam that financial fraud investigators currently describe as the highest damage, hardest to reverse fraud operating against debit card holders in 2026. It does not move quickly. It does not use phishing emails or fake phone numbers. It uses patience, research, and a scenario so carefully constructed that victims often do not recognize they were scammed until weeks after the money is gone. Here is how it works. A criminal selects a target through public information, data, broker records, and social media research. They know your name, your approximate financial situation, your employer, and enough personal detail to build a convincing scenario. They spend days establishing that context before any request is made. The contact usually arrives through an unexpected but plausible channel. A LinkedIn message from someone claiming to be a former colleague about an investment opportunity. A call from what appears to be your financial advisor's office about a new product. An email from what looks like your employer's HR department about an overpayment that needs to be returned before the end of the quarter. The scenario is specific to you. It uses details that feel too personal to be a random scam. The payment request, when it comes, is framed as something you are authorizing voluntarily. You are not being tricked into entering your card details on a fake page. You are being persuaded to make a real transfer from your real account for a reason that has been constructed to feel legitimate. This is called authorized push payment fraud. The bank sees a transaction you initiated through your verified account to an account you provided. From the bank's perspective, you sent the money on purpose. This distinction matters enormously for recovery. Banks are legally required to investigate unauthorized transactions. Authorized transactions, transfers you initiated, are treated differently, and recovery is significantly more complicated. Criminals specifically choose authorized payment methods because the legal framework makes reversal harder. Debit cards are targeted for this scam because transfers initiated via debit card or linked account are immediate and often irreversible within the window the criminal needs. Credit card transactions carry a dispute mechanism that debit does not match. The gap between those two protections is where this scam lives. The defense requires a habit of verification that feels slightly inconvenient but becomes automatic. Any payment request arriving through an unexpected channel, regardless of how legitimate the sender appears, should be verified through a separate, independently confirmed contact before money moves. Not a callback number provided in the message. A contact you initiate yourself through a channel you already trust. If a scenario is constructed around urgency, the payment must happen today, before the opportunity closes, before the penalty applies. That urgency is almost always manufactured. Legitimate financial requests survive a 24-hour verification pause. The ones that cannot are the ones you should not pay. 10 scams, a QR code sticker placed over the real one, your new card captured from the mailbox before you ever saw it, a skimmer hidden inside the ATM slot where no inspection finds it, your card's radio signal relayed across a room, your digital wallet token provisioned onto a stranger's phone, a fake identity built around your social security number, an AI voice pretending to be your bank, a browser extension reading every keystroke, a text that does nothing except confirm you exist, and a patient, researched, personalized fraud that waits until you trust it before it asks. Check your provisioned devices today. Switch from text message verification to an authenticator app. Verify unexpected payment requests through a channel you initiate yourself. Those three things stop most of what is on this list cold. Click the video on your left. It covers more financial scams spreading right now that you need to know about before they reach you. I'll see you there.